how do you manage that partnership with your wife, right? How do you separate marriage from business and you guys working together? And I know for me, early in my marriage, it was we couldn't work together. We've kind of found that happy medium. But I want to know how you guys do it. How do you separate the two? Because a lot of couples struggle with that. I know.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy. So in the beginning, so she's not entrepreneurial. Like she's traditional, and we're like, I don't know, been married for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I dropped the bomb on her, like, hey babe, I'm gonna start flipping houses again. So that freaked her out, but she was supportive, and then we did door knocking, and which again, that's kind of scary to her, but I'm the hustler, so I'm out there door knocking, and we get a deal, and like, okay, she gets it now. And then she, so she's been in the business since the beginning and still is. It's just the capacity's always changed. So we both worked full time then, and in 2015, by 2015, we're both full time in the business. So she stepped away from teaching after her first child, and she's working in the business. And then I quit my job from that first deal. Actually, that first deal, it was a rental. And when we sold it, grossed over $100,000. At the same time, my employer cut my pay by 50%. So it was just a good time to step away. But our skill sets are completely different. So she loves working with people. She's more of an extrovert, likes people, likes creative design, loves making ugly things beautiful again. Like, so the house flipping was a lot of fun. So she mainly managed the contractors and project management. Me, on the other hand, I was better with sales and marketing. And I'm better with spreadsheets, and I'm better with, handling the front end, actually getting the leads in the door and closing them. So we worked that for a long time. Now, once we shut off flipping, her main job got pretty much shut down. So she's gone back to teaching, and she still runs our Airbnb. We still talk about things. And then once I, get to a certain, we start building the team out again for the fund. I imagine she'll probably come back and work full time in that capacity, but she still does her Airbnb. Like, I don't even know what she does with Airbnb. If I've told her, it's like, look, if you ever can't do that, I'm selling that property, because I don't have time. I don't have the patience. Like, I'm glad it's a lake property, so I'm glad it's profiting, because I want it, but I don't want to manage that. But it's been stressful at times too, because again, I'm entrepreneur, which means I am very comfortable with risk and with turbulence. She's not. She's very accustomed to safety, stability, and there's nothing stable about being a business owner, especially with time.
That's right.
There's no 40-hour work week for a small business, especially if you're a solopreneur or you're a very small team. I don't care what kind of employees you have, you're the guy in charge. And it's always been me, and I'm okay with that. She's not always, but that's caused problems. And I've had to reflect and realize, like, okay, look, I understand where she's coming from now. And that's okay. She's got a greater understanding of where I come from now, and that's okay. So I've got to pull back my desire to be a workaholic. She gives me a little bit of tolerance when some evenings I got to grind it out, or Saturday morning I got to be on a Zoom call or whatever. And we find balance, but ultimately it revolves around communication and openness to see each other's gifts, and even where some flaws that you may have, or things that you're not skilled at, and figure out how you can complement each other. But I'll finish with this part. As of lately, it's I've had to have greater understanding that the fact that she's not entrepreneurial, certain things that I talk about, like, it triggers her. And I've had to have those mental notes that, well, I just need to deal with this on my own. Like I don't have to, she doesn't, I don't have to share that. And she's okay with me not sharing that too. And I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to lose sleep over a deal that's just crushing me. I'll get up the next day and I'll deal with it. If I shared that with her, like she doesn't sleep at night, and I don't want to do that to her. I'm okay shouldering that burden.
It's called emotional maturity, brother. That's what it's called, EQ, man. And that's what I think marriage does to all of us. We've been married long enough. My wife and I have been married 20 years and been together 25. And it's that you learn to understand one another. Like you said, hey, oversharing here doesn't mean that you're not communicating, but you know what triggers. You know what triggers her.
Yeah. I never withhold, and if she asks, I tell her. It's just I just don't introduce, and especially at certain times, like when she's winding down, that's like the worst time to talk about money. She just it gives her anxiety, but that's okay. I mean, that's just how she's wired, and so if we want to have that conversation and budgeting and planning and all that, it's just we do that in the morning and likely on a weekend.